Hey League, this is Kenny. Doing a video here to recap our latest war effort, or lack of effort, as it's going to turn out to be. I'm going to start by giving a tip, and don't get too excited, Wes. It's not that kind of tip. But you should never do Clash video 1 hour after you lose a war, especially when you had one of the really crappy attacks that cost us a win. So anyway, we had a tough war, and one of the ways to make sure that war isn't a complete bust or a waste is to actually go back and look and see what was done wrong, so you can learn from it and move on. So let's do that. And we're going to start with my attack on one. This is the classic ring build. We've done this a million times, and I'm going to show what happened. First off, I had a baby dragon go down with a funnel, so I had a couple minions there to try to back that up. So that wasn't ideal, but it wasn't the end of the world. And I go ahead and start the queen walk. My idea here was to get the queen to go in and actually travel from 6 towards 9 o'clock, and then get 2 jumps down to go ahead and get the town hall with the Valks that I had. The queen is entering here at 6 o'clock, so we can go ahead and get the enemy CC. This is not a 3-star attempt here. This was simply done to try to secure a 2nd star and what likely would have been the war win. So queen walk's going fine. She goes in, she's picking off buildings. She eventually triggers the enemy CC, and that's all going down fine. And she's going the direction that I wanted her to. Drop the golem and the giant, get the bowlers down. And my mistake is coming up here in just a minute. Now you can see the eagles locked onto me, and that's not great. It's probably a little early to get an eagle going. It's only 18% damage, but I still have the queen ability. I still have the warden ability. It's not the end of the world. I still have 3 rages, so I get the rage down, and that's good. But the mistake is right there. The jump spell. That jump spell is down way too early because I need those bowlers and I need my healers to actually go around the 6 o'clock corner there. And you know what? And I jumped so I've got a new phone. It's the Samsung S8, and it has these rounded edges, and it keeps causing me to drop stuff like this. I dropped my CC in the wrong spot. I dropped this jump spell in the grass. Not good. Anyway, my queen and everything goes into the core, and when I dropped my Valks initially, they actually lock onto this expo right there, which is okay. That's exactly where you want them to be. But that expo eventually goes down, and the Valks wander, and this thing ends up being a disastrous 1-star attack. Not good. Let's watch a well-executed ring attack, on a Town Hall 11 against me. Same principle here. Now he's not doing Valks at the core. He's going kind of with a Bowler Witch combination. But what's worth noting about this is just this is an incredibly patient queen walk, and so this base is done pretty well. It's not been 2-starred very often, if at all. But you'll see that right now, he's still First off, he's at 31%. He's already done pretty good. He has not dropped his warden. He has 2 healers in the bank. He's got all of these bowlers. He's got his witches. He has a CC. He has 2 rages. He's got 4 wall breakers. He has plenty. And you can see the funnel. He does not drop any of this stuff until the queen rounds the corner, and he's got nothing to worry about. And, and he just, at this point, he pretty much just thumb dumps his troops down into to go to the quarters. No place else for them to go. And he gets down the two rage spells, and the bulwarks just quite easily take out the town hall. And there's not anything I can do about it. So, kudos to this guy. This is exactly what I was trying to do in a way. A safe and secure 2-star when you need it. And he doesn't get a big percent, but he wasn't playing for a big percent. He was playing for a very conservative 2-star, and he knew what it needed to happen to get done, and he got it done. So kudos to him. He came through, and I didn't. This guy, same guy that got me, had a successful attack on Zip's base. So let's watch this one as well. Another really good AQ walk, and another really good patient walk that allows him to get the to get to the core and get the CC. So he draws some of the CC, but not all of it, and he does a queen walk from the other side. Now, we've not seen a lot of people do a queen walk on the opposite side of Zip's base, because everyone typically goes at the Zip CC and Eagle, because it's all sitting right there, and it just seems wrong to not go to that side. This guy does it's just really great base recognition on his part, knowing that he's probably saying, oh, look, all the traps, everything is baiting me to go on the 12 to 3 o'clock side, so he just doesn't do it. And again, look how patient he is with this funnel. He's got 2 jumps to get to the core. He only has 6 Vulks. It's not a lot, but it's a well-established funnel. It's a well-established funnel and a good placed rage, and the town hall just goes down. And so, kudos. This guy is a good ring base attacker, and he executed on his 2 attempts, and that's why they won. That's why they won. Let's go ahead and show a few other things from this war. So, guys, I really need you all to learn how to do this attack, right? Because I had a pretty good plan for Adam to use on enemy number 7 in this war, and I kind of ran out of attacks, and we got to a point where we needed to secure a 2-star on this base, and I actually had this is a perfect base for a Town Hall 11 hog attack. I had a really cool plan with my main account to try on this base, but the way it shook out, we just didn't do it. Turns out I should have done this base with Kenny and tried to get number 7 with Adam, but it is what it is at this point. But I just wanted to highlight what I'm doing on these attacks, because they're not hard. I mean, I'm doing a long queen walk, and what are you looking for as a Town Hall 10 to try to get a 2-star on a Town Hall 11? You're looking for an off-centered Town Hall. This guy has it right on the edge, right? So it's easy to get to with a jump, sometimes 2, and a set of Vulks. And you bring 1, maybe 2 jumps if needed, and the rest is rage, and the rage is simply used. You got to save 1 for the Vulks on the Town Hall, and the rest of them are used for your queen walk. And so, you don't cut it too close. You just keep raging the healers to make sure that the queen is up. And so this one got a little dicey for a few minutes. I did anticipate that the healers were going to get a little beat up at this point, but I was hoping that they were going to make it through, and they did. It turned out to be a good call there. The Wizard Tower took a pretty good beating on them for a while, and they almost didn't live through that, but got a little fortunate. and they did put another rage down to try to get them through that spot as quickly as possible. But what you can see here is that the queen walk portion of this raid is almost fizzled out now, right? But we're already at 27%, soon to be a little bit more. And we have, look at all these bases, all these buildings that still remain on the edge. And you can see us just started with the baby dragons here, and we've got one jump to the town hall. So, you know, you just spread the baby dragons so they use their rage ability, if you will. The queen is still doing a little bit of work here. And you drop your king and your Valks, and you put a rage down, and the town hall goes down really easily. And you know, I still have 4 or 5 baby dragons left. The Valks are actually still doing a little bit of work, and you know, this thing ends up being 70%. That's a good attack. That's a good attack for a Town Hall 11 on a Town Hall 11. But you know, JC's pulled off a couple of these, and I've done a bunch of them with some of my accounts, but no one else seems to try this. And you know, we have some attacks that are in this war, and I don't want to try to be too critical, because I know we're all doing the best that we can. But some of these attacks that we had in the middle of the board, you know, this war with Valks and some other combinations, I mean, they just don't make sense, and they end up just being wasted attacks. And so, you know, if you're a Town Hall 10, you either use the Bulwer Witch attack, or you use Miners, or you're trying a 2-star attempt or a Town Hall 11, or opt out. I mean, I probably shouldn't do a video this close after a war ends, but you know, these other attacks are wasted attacks. And if you know, you're one of these accounts that has a couple flags, and so, you know, we're drawing harder at you know, bases as a result, and then you're coming in and not doing you know, a war quality attack, then you know, that's those are hard to recover from. Those are hard to recover from. Let's show a couple others. Wanted to show one of Zip's. This was a tough one here, but so I see this a lot when we do our queen walks. Not from Zip always, but from folks in general. So he's going to do a queen walk starting here at noon, and we have this air defense, and it is, you can see, you've got this wizard tower here, then you have a space, and then you have an air defense. You know, so it is sitting 1, 2, 3. It's starting on the 4th tile back. It's 4 and 5 tiles behind the wall. Well, your queen will only reach to 3 tiles behind the wall, and so we start the queen walk on this one. And what would have been fine with this is, you know, so Zip had some wall breakers, and he was planning on breaking in right around the Wiz Tower. Wall breakers and Wiz Towers can be tough to do, and he was going in to attack the air defense right away. Then this starting point would have been fine. But what happens is he does fine with the funnel with this baby dragon, and the queen is walking over to the side. But starting right here, you know, the healers are just going to start getting picked off by the air defenses, and you know, he does fine with the CC kill, but you know, by the time the queen walks around there, the healers are now gone, and you know, even despite that, this shows how strong Miners are. You know, he still ends up getting 80-something% on this attack here, but if those healers are up, then you know, this would have definitely been a 3-star. It was close enough as it was. So you know, if you guys have questions about the AQ walks before you do them, then ask them. It's a great strategy. I encourage everybody to do it. And but you know, you gotta watch those air defenses on these. I'm not gonna show that one. You know, I'm not gonna show any more. You know what I'm going to show? We lost. We lost 26-25, and they didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. This war, it was a rotten showing. They outdid us in the matchup. They had a lot stronger, a lot more Town Hall 11 attacks than we did. But we need to do better, 11 versus 10, and it's or we're not gonna win. So anyway, I hope again that none of this is meant to be critical. It's all meant for learning, because as we're here to have fun, and we do. None of us like to lose, but it's learn from these mistakes, right? So we can next war we get like this, we can pull it off, and we'll start our new win streak tomorrow. All right, guys, have a good weekend. See ya.